Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to One Pretty Little Box. You guys know I have to always adjust this once I start filming. I won't edit that out. Well, maybe I will. We'll see. Welcome back! Oh my goodness, happy August. Let's do a recap of the last year, okay? A year ago, I got the job that I have now, and I shared that journey at the very beginning with you. I kind of did a week in the life of, in that secretary life. I'm going to go back to those. I just need to install my camera, my tripod for my car, and we could have some on the road chats, maybe. I'm finding I need to get a repair done on my vehicle because really it's kind of loud. And it's not like a danger type thing, or it would have already been taken care of. So those videos may wait, or they'll go on, but they will be done maybe in when the vehicle is not moving, so you could hear me. Because I got a lot to share with you guys. I've been keeping to myself for a little bit. And I'm going to walk you through a few things. In the last year, I still love my job. I am still learning new things. I still adore the people that I work with. I'm very happy. I'm very content. Life is great. In fact, I had a dream last night that I ran into a group of teachers that I used to work with, and everybody was asking me how it was going, and I told them it was the best decision I've ever made. And they were shocked. Some of them were sad because I said that. Sad because I wasn't in the same situation they are in. And some of them were angry because they no longer had me to talk about. They were wishing ill for me. You know, they were wishing things weren't going well so they could talk about how well they weren't going. And sorry, it's not the case. And it was really kind of weird to wake up from that dream and know those feelings. But honestly, it wasn't a surprise, if that makes sense. I have so many amazing cheerleaders on my side. I have such an amazing support team, and people that genuinely, that's such a weird word to say, care about me and my well-being, and they just want me to be happy. No matter what I'm doing, they just want me to be happy. My husband is one of them. My mother is one of them. So many of our friends are them. People I didn't realize were rooting me on, and I love that. So, work is wonderful. Love it. I can't believe that I've made a year. And to think when I first started, I thought it was just going to be temporary because I was still waiting for that other position to open that I had thought I was perfect. And in reality, I am working in the perfect position right now. And so when you have that and you have that confidence that you are right where you need to be, it is such an amazing feeling. Such an amazing feeling. My daughter, you guys know that she graduated back in 2017. Yes, 2017. So she graduated and I had quit my job and my husband was unemployed. We were all hanging out, which was fine. Time is so crazy a year later. She started working, and then that's when a lot of my videos stopped because I was transporting her to and from her job, in and around my own job, and still doing football season with the boys, and still trying to maintain a home, and still trying to do my Scentsy business, which is still climbing up, and I love it. Still raising a puppy, which now she's 2, so she's not quite in that puppy phase anymore. She still demands a lot of attention, which is okay. She deserves it. But now, anyway, so that's when a lot of my videos stopped being made. I would still do some, but it was just difficult because I didn't have any time like I have right this minute, which is just nothing but pure silence. The boys are at football camp this morning, and I have a little bit of time because I take them, and then I come home and I have about an hour or so before I need to leave. And it gives me a perfect time to film, perfect time to do a few things around the house, and I'm going to utilize that time. So you guys can expect a more regular schedule for sure. I know I've been trying to say this for a year. For sure, for at least in the next 2 weeks, it should start evening out some. They have 2 more weeks of, they have a week and a half of summer left. My daughter had a job, and she was not driving at the time. She started driving, so she was able to take herself to and from work. And then she quit her job and went to work at a new place. And then that didn't quite work out for anybody, her or the company. It just wasn't a good match. But she is actually going to be moving out of our home in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, the boys will start their junior year, and she will be starting her new life. Her new life. And it's across state line. And I'm okay with that. I really am, because she needs to spread her wings. We've raised her in a way where she's very smart. She's very strong. She's very capable, and she is very wise. She's very street smart. And by that, I mean she can take care of herself. She's very resourceful. So this is the perfect step for her. This is the next step that she needs to develop to become the adult that she needs to be, where she is away from her backup plan. You know, our kids really kind of depend on us to be their backup plan, or their grandparents to be a backup to the backup plan, and this will take her away from that. And honestly, it's going to take her out of her comfort zone. And you guys know I talk about it all the time. We cannot stay in our comfort zone, because we become complacent and we lose a big chunk of who we are. So with that said, when school starts, my work schedule may change a little bit to accommodate the football. I need to sit down with my planner and look and kind of evaluate that. But you guys are going to kind of get a whole different kind of viewpoint of our life again, because we are going from a 5-person family to a 4-person family. And honestly, the boys, with them being juniors, they only have a couple more years of high school. So me and my husband are planning for that empty nest season in our life, and it's coming very quickly. And honestly, we are getting closer and closer as that time approaches, and I appreciate that. I am so grateful for that. So there, I think I might have wrapped all that up to say that One Pretty Little Box is fixing to take off. I actually am purposely making time for you guys again. I'm sorry I had to put you on the back burner, but at the time that was the one thing that had to go to the side. And honestly, my writing has gone to the side. I haven't blogged in I don't know how long. And I found that I would rather do a video than write a blog, because I can say it, get it out, edit, be done. I do love the editing software I have, and there's an app, and I'm going to play with this video and see if it's compatible and able to upload from the app onto my computer a little faster than hooking up the card into my computer and doing it that way. I have the worst internet right now, and that hopefully will be fixed in the next month. I know that they were out there working again. I guess they got their permit. They either got their permit or were doing something temporary until they do, so that our neighborhood can have better internet. And you guys know, if you do YouTube, you know how hard it is when you're rendering a video for 15 hours. I mean, come on. And so that's another reason there was never a regular set schedule. I've taken videos on my phone. Like today I'm using my phone instead of my camera, because I might just one-shot this and upload it at while I'm at work. We'll see. I don't know. Then I'll play with the editing and see. I don't know. Anywho. It's coming. It's going to get better, I promise. You guys, honestly, what you're going to expect is quite a bit. I'm hoping to have daily uploads for you, starting in the next couple of weeks, from working moms to maybe sharing some inspirational videos for you guys who are either direct sales or running your own business. I know there are many of you, just like there are me, you know. I find a lot through many other direct sale companies outside of Cincy that really I love to watch their business model and the way that they interact with their clients and how they are using social media networking, to grow their business. That excites me. I love learning about that. And you guys know, when I learn something, I love to share it as well. So that's that. Then let me just jump into this all-in-one video. We're gonna spend all day uploading it. I'm gonna do one instead of two like I thought. For August, I am also doing a daily, I think what I called it, Daily Habits of Highly Successful People 31-day challenge. So for 31 days, I'm going to concentrate on 5 habits that are pretty much across the board for those who are very highly successful. And I don't mean money-wise. It doesn't have to be money-wise. I'm talking life. These are personal development habits. They're not something that is just direct sell related. It's not even entrepreneur kind of related. It is just life. These are habits that everybody can conquer and work on and find growth in. Sorry, camera was doing something weird. By the end of the month. And that is my goal. I want to see what happens in those 31 days by applying these 5 habits on a regular basis and just doing it. I am actually documenting it on Facebook in a secret group at the moment. Haven't decided when I'm going to open that up and make it public for you guys to see, or if I'm going to at all. I kind of want to just document as I go and share and kind of put the information out there. And then I may open up another challenge next month for other people who want to participate. But the 5 particular habits that I found that kind of was across the board, there's so many out there, is the first one was to plan out their day the night before. I, for a long time, was just a weekly planner. I would plan it out for the week, and then I caught myself not even looking at my planner until it was time to plan out the next week. Well, that's fine and dandy, especially if I don't have a whole lot going on, but what if I have a ton that I want to do? What about if I really want to tackle something and I'll say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, but I don't put it on my list, and I really kind of, that's a forethought that disappears and becomes an afterthought 2 days later when I said, oh yeah, I wanted to do that. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do what I say, and I want to plan out in a way that is going to be meaningful. So I'm going to start planning the night before, and I might share on Instagram my plan for the next day, the night before. I think I'm going to. So look for tonight. Hopefully this will be up on Wednesday. That's when I'm filming it, August 1st. So hopefully this evening I will have tomorrow's plan up for you. That will be a good thing to do. That I'm going to post on Insta. Okay, done. We'll see. The second habit is successful people read books to get inspired. I love to read. You guys saw at the beginning of the year my whole list of books I wanted to read. I honestly have been having a difficult time sitting down and reading, and I know why. I know why. I will tell you, I probably should change a couple habits in my evening time that will clear my brain and let me just simply read and take in. Maybe I'll start reading in the morning. I don't know. But I am reading a book. Let me go get it. I'm going to pause you for a second. Okay, you guys are seriously going to laugh at me or roll your eyes at me, but let me start this way. This is a book that I am currently reading. It is Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. She is one of Rodenfield's top sellers, and she kind of put her step-by-step system for building a 7-figure business. You know, a lot of this information is available in her videos, but I am getting to the bones, and so I'm ready to really kind of get it and just see how I can add that to my Scentsy business and my sniff box business as well. So I honestly expect to be done with this by the end of the week. It's not a big read, and it's just a matter of sitting down and reading it. Then I also have began reading, as you can see I have it marked, and I told you guys about this I think, but it's GoPro 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. I told you that learning about network marketing really kind of jazzes me. Then I really wanted to reread Gwen Chamblin's Rise Above book. I have started this back in the spring. Be Your Own #Goals by Kristen Martin. I have not. I have gotten this far, so that is on the list. Am I going to do all this month? I don't foresee that. It'd be great if it did. Get Over Your Damn Self by Romy Neustadt. But this is the No BS Blueprint to Building a Life-Changing Business. I tried to get this on audiobook, and I don't think I finished it because I don't think she caught my auditory attention, and so I had to just return it. This is probably going to be a better read than it is a listen for me. I just sat down on the counter to give my daughter, but Get Over Your You Are a Badass by, I can't think of her name. That was an excellent listen on Audible. So sometimes at work I'm listening to auditory books, but reading and taking it in is just as important as listening and taking it in. So I'm trying to do a good mix of both. And believe it or not, I have started a long time ago and never finished. Imagine Big, Unlock the Secret to Living Out Your Dreams by Terry Savelle Foy. As you see, I have a rounded out kind of list. And then let's throw a little raunch in there. I wanted to start this Trinity Trilogy book. This is book 1. It's a series by Audrey Carlin. This is Body. I don't know if it lists all of them in here. Let me see. Maybe in the back? Yes. This is Body, Mind, and Soul, book 1, book 2, book 3. I read the Calendar Girl series from her a couple years ago and loved it. It was an escape, and sometimes we need those as well. So, reading is very important, and I'm ready for that. Let's move on, because I spent a lot of time on that. The third habit is successful people make their health a priority. And I'm going to tell you, part of me making my health a priority is indeed reading Rise Above. Because I read that years ago, and when I really sat down and just took it in, I was able to leave the world of dieting, lose weight, not focus on calories in, calories out, blah, blah, blah. Because honestly, we get so wrapped up in a lot of that we lose, it loses its effectiveness in our life. And that book I love because it takes me to my faith, and it really kind of just reminds me, hey, don't eat till you're hungry, stop when you're satisfied, move when you feel like moving, rest when you feel like resting, drink when you're thirsty. Don't go outside those boundaries. And when you feel like you need to, instead of running to people who gossip and talk about you or give you terrible advice, run to God and pray and say, hey, help me here. And I need that reminder. I don't know about you, but I need that reminder. So that is on my destined book to read, but that is how I am really going to make my health a priority, is I'm going back to those steps, because it's life-changing if you put it into practice. The fourth habit is successful people don't get distracted by what other people are doing. And this is really difficult in the world of social media networking, because how can I put this where it's not? Sometimes, this is going to be a long video, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Hashtag oh well. Sometimes we tend to get into groups. I'm using Facebook as just a platform to talk about. And I'll take Cincy. I am probably a member of 8 separate groups on Facebook. And it gets old, because so many of them, you have people on there either complaining or asking questions that they could answer themselves if they would just go to their workstation and look for it. But instead, they want someone else just to feed them the answers all the time. And when you're trying to build your own business, and I don't mind encouraging and leading, that is something that I do naturally. I don't mind trying to inspire somebody, but I don't give you the answers, and I'm not going to. Go learn for yourself. Go grow. Go grow some. You cannot grow if someone's going to spoon feed you all the answers all the time. And it gets disturbing to see that happen all the time. And when we're watching what other people are doing, we are so distracted by that and so disturbed sometimes by that we forget, hey, I have a business to run. I don't have time for all these groups. Now, mind you, yes, they are resourceful when there are situations that rise up, and you might say, hey, this situation happened. How do you think I should handle it? But even then, be selective with who you share that information with. Be selective. Be choosy, and don't just choose anybody who's going to give you the answer or give you the answer you want to hear. Go to someone who is going to say, hey, this is what needs to happen. Or go here, look at this, and you'll find the answer you're looking for. I'm not saying don't ask questions, and I'm not saying don't be in groups. You know, we kind of need encouragement from one another, especially in direct sales. You kind of need that little push, even of a challenge of someone who's doing very well. It's nice to see them do well, and nice to know that you could do well. But sometimes we also get into the spirit of comparison, and there are some who tend to try to compete all the time, where life's not a competition. I am not competing against you and your goals. I am competing against myself and the goals that I have set for myself. If I am so busy about you and your goals, I will never reach mine. I will never have that potential. I will never reach the potential that I have within me because I'm too busy looking at what you're doing. And honestly, for those of us who are here on YouTube, if we constantly compare our channel with someone else, we're just going to be an echo. That's kind of where I came up with my banner, to be a voice, not an echo. I don't want to be an echo of somebody else. I don't want someone to come to this channel and say, oh, she's just like so-and-so, so I don't need to subscribe to her because I'm going to hear the same stuff. Trust me, you're not going to hear anything. If you hear something similar, it's probably because me and someone else might be going through some of the same things, but you're never going to hear the same exact thing because I'm not a copycat. I don't like cookie cutters. When I taught in the classroom, you can guarantee that the welcome packet I made for my parents was different every single year because it's catered to a new year. My lesson plans, I redid them every year. I never cookie cuttered them because you can't do that. You can't. When people started doing some of the things I was doing, I switched up what I was doing because I like to be different. I like to be unique. I like to be a voice. I don't like to be an echo. I like to be the rock someone throws into the pond, not all the ripples that happen because of it. Does that make sense? So when we're so busy looking at the ripples, we forget about the rock and we forget about, oh, wait a second, I have a job to do here. And that is something I personally need to focus on because I'm getting too wrapped up in what other people are doing, and it's frustrating, and I don't want to be frustrated. And the fifth habit is successful people live each day as if it were their last. And I love that. And I'm going to tell you a little sad story. About almost 6 years ago, my sister passed away, surprisingly, of a heart attack. She was fine 2 hours before that, an hour before that, and then she was dead. And I just was shook to my core, only because, and I say only because, I mean, we were sisters, but we weren't very, very close. We didn't have that opportunity and encouragement from our parents to be very close. But it taught me a lesson that life is short. Life is very short. And this is going to sound crazy, and this is where a lot of my OCD stuff comes in, is that I all of a sudden worried, what if that happened to me? And someone had to come in and help my husband clean my house after me, and they were going to see what a disgusting slob I was. But if my house is clean, I don't have to worry about that. Does that make sense? Probably not. Only it makes sense in my brain. So, and that's not even the whole gist of this, but that's part of me, is that if today was my last day on earth, I would want to make sure, and I know that many of you are going to think I'm nuts, but I would want to make sure that my house is clean, that my family knows I love them, that we had laughs, that we had a great day, that I've prepared a fabulous meal for them, that there was no words left unsaid. And that's how we should live every day. Give or take the clean house and clean laundry. But honestly, that keeps me on track, and planning ahead and all that good stuff just works. This is not my list. I actually got this from an article, and I will link that up in the description box below if you want to go read it. There are a million others. There's a list of 28 daily habits. Well, I don't know about you, but 28 is a long list for a busy mom and wife and secretary and fur mama and Scentsy lady and writer and YouTuber and blah, 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 blah. It's just a lot of work. And right now, focusing on just these 5 for the month of August is my goal. And I'm not sure how I'm going to share with you guys here on the channel. I'd like to. I don't know if it'll be a weekly update. I already told you about planning. I'll share that on Instagram the night before. I might do book reviews to share what I'm reading in the month of August. That will take care of number 2. Make their health a priority. I told you about that book, and the other, I might share that some of that story on Instagram as well. it's just easy sometimes just to share little snippets like what I'm eating or the time that I exercised if I did. Successful people don't get distracted by what other people, that's kind of hard to really kind of share with you, because really that's a lot of personal responsibility on my end, and live each day as if it were the last. Maybe on the Facebook One Pretty Little Box page, I can at the end of the day also post something about how that day went or something. I don't know. Maybe each day I'll do something to share how, if today was the last day of my life, this is what I did and I'm thankful I did it. I don't know. We'll see. A lot for you to keep up with. Instagram is down below. It's really just One Pretty Little Box. There's a Facebook page for One Pretty Little Box. If you have not subscribed or liked those, go do that. If you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. I do promise that things are going to get back together and on track on this channel. I'm looking forward to sharing more with you. I will be sharing planner videos. I will be going back to sharing grocery hauls. Many of you have messaged asking me where those are. I want to do a week in the life of a secretary again, but a lot is hard to show you because of personal information. I work in a CPA office, as I told you, and there's a lot of personal information from social numbers and birthdays and payroll audits, and you don't need to see that. Thankfully, my mind does not remember any of all those numbers and things, but that is not something that I can disclose on any kind of social media, and I won't do it out of respect for myself, my company, and the individual. But I can share, I don't know, maybe I'll have a story time. I have no idea, but I'm just glad to be back. I'm glad to feel that groove back and know that even though our lives are changing, especially in the next 2 weeks, they are also shifting to something good, because everything that happens to us happens for the good of us, whether we're in a hard time and we're going to see growth on the other side of that, or we are reaping some of the hard stuff now and life is good. With that said, thanks for joining me today. I love you guys, and again, I'm glad to be back around. Oh, here's the deal. I know that at one point I shared that I joined Weight Watchers. I'm gonna tell you that was not a mentally good decision for me. I get too wrapped up in numbers, and it doesn't put me in a healthy mental state. It takes me right back into some eating disorder issues, and I don't want to be there. I've grown from that, and I found freedom from that, thankfully, to rise above a few years ago.